I've not gotten rid of one thing that I've thought, oh, where did that go? Yet. Okay, we're only like a month in, so I guess it could pop up, but we'll see. So today, I kind of want to talk to you guys about the 5 things I've learned while minimalizing. As you can see, I'm in my garage. You can see all the junk in here, everything. I'd open this other one, but I can't even get to the door. There's so much stuff. People have been blowing up my messages. They've been like, how are you minimalizing? Help me do this. Help me know what I need to let go. And so I want to give you some tips that I've learned because we've gotten rid of so much stuff. But I will say, I think there is a little bit of a method that you can use to make it go smoother. The first thing that I've learned through this minimalization process is we had a lot of stuff that we haven't used for years, a lot of stuff that I was holding on to thinking, oh, maybe one day I'll use this. Maybe one day this is gonna come in handy. Maybe one day. And so I've been holding on to a lot of things with maybe one day. Things that I had from elementary school, okay? Things that I had from birth, things I've been holding on to that maybe I'll pull this out of this box and look at it. I don't know. So I've been holding on to things that just were taking up space, and I was constantly shuffling, moving stuff around, managing all of our things, okay? It was, I don't know, now that I look back on it, I'm like, man, that was crazy, because I would just go to Target and buy things just to buy them because I had somewhere to put them. Oh, maybe I'll use this. And then I would get them and I would never use them, okay? And so I had a house full of things that I haven't been using. We haven't even gotten rid of our main things we use every day, okay? I've not gotten rid of one thing that I've thought, oh, where did that go? Yet, okay, we're only a month in, so I guess it could pop up, but we'll see. The second thing is, this is a tip, okay? And this is what I learned. I might use that one day from my vocabulary. And that allowed me to get rid of so much more. If I hadn't used it in the last year, okay, there's a lot of stuff I haven't used in the last year, the last 6 months even. If I haven't used it in the last year for sure, and I would be just tending to think maybe one day, even clothes, okay? Because I'm not in my body dream goals right now. I definitely want to lose weight, but I'm holding on to all these clothes. I have mounds and mounds of clothes, sizes from high school size that I was when I was my skinniest to pregnancy. I have to condense this stuff down. And right now I know that I'm not going to lose 50 pounds in the next month. So I decided I'm going to let go of all my summer clothes that just don't fit me, that I'm gonna hopefully fit in one day. So you have to kind of pick and choose what you get rid of, but you have to take, I might use this one day out of your vocabulary, okay? You may have a kitchen item and you're like, oh, I may use this one day. No, if you haven't used it, set it aside, get rid of it, okay? Clear it out, because all of these things I'm realizing are taking up space in our lives. And then if it's in our lives, we have to manage that. We are responsible for those things. If we release those things, we can open up the door to accept new responsibility. So instead of maintaining this junk that I don't use, that doesn't serve me, instead of managing that, I'm opening my life up. I'm removing all this stuff so that I can live and take on new responsibility, this responsibility that God wants to give me to fulfill my purpose or whatever. I mean, that might be getting a little deep, but that's really how I feel. I feel like I'm clearing out space to accept a new responsibility because my watch is done with this junk. I'm letting it go. I'm leaving it behind. The third thing, the house is much easier to maintain because stuff is no longer compounding. So here's what would happen, okay guys, I'm embarrassed to even admit this because I don't know if you guys have problems with laundry, but I was in the pits with laundry. I'm talking about, basically I would do, the laundry baskets would fill up. I have 2 laundry baskets. The girls have one, Armor has one. I would let these laundry baskets fill up and I would take them downstairs to the laundry and I would wash them, and then I would leave them in the basket for another week until the new baskets filled up, and then I would take them downstairs and they still had clothes to wear while I was doing this, okay? So now we have 2 laundry baskets full of clothes and we still have clothes in their closet that they could wear, okay? So I was 3 loads behind. I'm gonna get to 3 loads behind here because finally, when we're out of all the other clothes, the third level of clothes, the third wardrobe, I have to wash it all and fold it all. If I was lucky, okay? Maybe probably fold the first two and leave the third one out. For real, that's my life, and that's what I've been doing. Personally, myself, I could go about 2 to 3 weeks without doing my laundry, so I would just let it build up, okay? Like, I'm embarrassed to admit this. But it's because I had so many clothes, I just kept putting clothes on, and I didn't have to do the laundry because I had 6 wardrobes, like, in between the kids. And when you have that many clothes for one person to manage, that's a lot, okay? That's a lot of clothes. And so I've decided to condense down, and since we've condensed down, things have been going a lot smoother and get done a lot quicker because I have to wash that one load and fold it because that's all we have to wear. And so it's a good thing because it's allowing me to have more time and other time. Instead of stressing and having that laundry cloud hang over my head, I get to move on from that. If you have laundry issues like me, let me know. Maybe I'm alone, but I'm I'm set free from laundry. The fourth thing, this is a tip, this is what I told someone the other day. Someone sent me a picture this weekend of their kitchen and they had all of this stuff laid out, okay? And when all of it was laid out and it was like, she was like, help me, how do I cut down? And so I told her, cut down to one thing per item. So for me, like, I was noticing she had a couple of stock pots, she had a couple of frying pans, like different styles. Cut down to your favorite one of those products. You don't need 5 frying pans. You don't need 3 soup, stock pots that you like make soup in. You don't need all those things. Cut down to one thing, one item per tool that you need in the kitchen, if that makes any sense. Because like for me, for example, I had a crock pot, I had an Instapot, and I also had a rice cooker. Well, all 3 of those things do the same thing. And so I got rid of my 2 crock pots because I had a big one and a small one. And I got rid of the rice cooker and just went down to the Instapot because it can do anything. Well, not anything, but it does a lot that I need done. And I use that all the time. I haven't used the crock pot since I got the Instapot because the Instapot can be a crock pot. So, okay. And the 5th thing is stop buying. This is another, like, stop buying. Don't go to the Target, don't walk through the dollar area. I'm just sticking with going to the grocery and getting my groceries and getting things that we need. I'm not buying a bunch of candles. I'm trying to rid myself of all this extra stuff. And so the biggest thing is stop buying. Stop yourself from going through every aisle at Target and convincing yourself, oh, I need that foot cream. I can't tell you how many times I bought that kind of stuff and I never used it. I just threw it away in my big purge of my bathroom. So stop buying. That is the 5th thing I've learned in minimalism. You have to stop buying. Even if you have room to store it, you have to stop buying. Doing this at a very fast rate because we are moving on. We're selling our home and we're trying to sell our home, so we need to declutter anyways. If you're wanting to do this in stages, like I said, go down to the 1 item per thing, okay? We don't need like 2 things just in case something breaks. You only need 1 thing. And then maybe in a couple months, come back, go through that room again and get rid of more things, like something that you think, well, maybe if I use this, well, come back in 2 or 3 months and you still haven't used it, it gets chucked. That makes it easier because as you're going through things, you may need to go through a room multiple times till you get to the point where you've downsized everything. It doesn't have to be like in a 2-month span you get rid of everything. This can take more time if you want it to, and you can go at the rate you feel comfortable with. I want to thank you guys so much for joining this week. If everything goes as planned, next week I have a really good video for you guys. So if you want to continue to follow our journey to living big life with less, then hit that follow button, see first, and turn those notifications on. I hope you guys have an amazing day. We'll chat soon. Bye.